Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my live. I'm just sat here with my little doggies. I thought maybe we would have some fun discussion about our favorite Johnny Depp movie. Since he seems to be the topic of discussion, he is one of my favorite actors. Um, and it's just a nice way to maybe show some love and support away from the trial because that stuff's just a little bit sad. I mean, there are obviously points where people are laughing in the courtroom, but it's overall just a really sad situation. So, anyway, I'll just sit here for a little bit and see if anybody wants to come up. If anybody comes in and wants to chat about it. I'm going to have to say, well, my favorite Johnny Depp movie is Sleepy Hollow. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite Halloween stories. It's always been one of my favorite ghost stories. I remember listening as a child in school. Um, we would get to pick which Disney record to listen to. Um, every once in a while, each kid would get to pick, and I would always pick Sleepy Hollow. And I remember very distinctly, and I was very, very young, but I remember very distinctly just loving the story and falling asleep. And I've seen several movies of it. There was one that recently, not too recently, but it was like Canadian. It had the girl um, who played the original, what's her name in Twilight? The original one that's the redhead, the one that's going to go after Bella. It's the original actress that played her in the first movie, and I think maybe in the second movie, and then she got replaced for the third, or she might have got replaced for the second. I'm not as well versed on the Twilight universe movies as some folks are, but had her, and I think somebody that looked like Casper Van Dien. I don't know if it was Casper Van Dien as Brom Bones. So, but if it's Sleepy Hollow, I'll watch it. But Johnny Depp's Sleepy Hollow by far is my favorite. And I remember as someone who makes dresses and costumes, I never made it. I made a Victorian black and white striped dress inspired by it, but everybody, Katrina, that's her name, Katrina Van Tassel, everybody wanted to make that dress from that movie. But I just love it. Christopher Walken's amazing in it. So it really is I do love it. And then Benny and June, I love Benny and June. But I could sit and talk about Sleepy Hollow for hours and hours and hours. So, but yeah, I've got a bit of a migraine today, so I'm just kind of hanging out. I've been trying to work on this second installment of The Vampire. I'm just going to read it. The live was a lot of fun, but that's awfully weird. My little light chandelier is swinging back and forth and for no reason. I hope we're not having an earthquake. Ah. The music just did the same thing I did. Um, it was a lot of fun, but I think that it's easier for me when I'm actually trying to talk about a specific topic to just pre-make a video. I mean, I know we're talking about a topic here, but we can go all over the place. If anybody does come in and wants to join in, we can go all over the place with this topic. Um, but what I'm going to end up doing is taking chunks of the writing and do videos on them and tell you exactly who I think Polidori is talking about, who's inspired it, what's going on at the time, what each thing means. And yeah, so I'm going to work on that this week. But yeah, so I hope someone comes in soon so we can discuss this. I'll just sit here for a little while longer. Hello, I see someone's in here, but I don't know who it is. Hi. I was just discussing my favorite Johnny Depp movies. I think Sleepy Hollow is by far my favorite. Now, just so you know, I love my channels I mod in, but I'm not a drama channel myself. That being said, I'm not going to say I don't enjoy drama, but if you've come in here looking for drama, the only kind of drama we're going to talk about is dramatic plays and dramatic movies and dramatic Regency era poets such as Lord Byron. So everyone is welcome, but I just want people to know up front that that's what we're not going to do, because I don't want anybody coming in here and then getting disappointed. Well, I'll just discuss it myself. When Sleepy Hollow first came out, now I was really glad that Johnny Depp did not go with a lot of makeup and prosthetics for Ichabod Crane to do the traditional Ichabod Crane that we all know from mostly the Disney cartoon. And I loved his scientific stint to it, and the fact that they put it at the turn of the turn of the 19th century. Um, I think that the mythology they brought into that particular, the mythology that Tim Burton brought into it with the witches and the Van Tassels and all that stuff, just added some depth and layer to it that you didn't get from the other stories. It was definitely a more mature, more grown up version of the story than anyone I'd seen before. The costumes were absolutely amazing. And I said in one of my lives, which I've since privated because I do that, not because I'm embarrassed about anything I said, but just because I do that. It's my channel. That's what I do sometimes. But the actual suit that Johnny Depp wore in Sleepy Hollow, well, not the actual suit, not the one that he wore on his body, but the suit that he wore in the movie was the inspiration for my husband's wedding suit. That's how much we loved it, or I loved it. Uh, my husband kind of looks like a mix between Johnny Depp and Ewan McGregor, so it all worked out real fine for me. But we got married in that time period style during Carnival in Venice. And but that's how much I love that particular movie. I also really, really, really love Benny and June. It's my second favorite Johnny Depp movie. And the interesting thing about Benny and June is Robert Downey Jr. was originally supposed to play June. And that movie was in production at the same time that Chaplin, the Charlie Chaplin biography that Robert Downey Jr. eventually did, was in production. And Robert Downey Jr. got the part of Chaplin. So I can't remember if he suggested Johnny Depp or they just got Johnny Depp. But I think the switch was perfect. I think Robert Downey Jr. We won't really get too off topic because I could go on about Robert Downey Jr. for days and years. But the switch was great. I think the Chaplin-esque roll dance, the swinging like Harold Lloyd, the very Buster Keaton moves, that I think that Johnny Depp, I think he's absolutely perfect in that film. Oh, absolutely perfect. So those are my two favorites. I love From Hell. I think it's great. From Hell, I think he's great in it. again, you know, I love Johnny Depp's characters. I love most of his movies, but I really prefer when he's playing Finding Neverland was beautiful. I prefer when he doesn't have all the prosthetics and makeup and stuff on. Well, I love the Pirates of the Caribbean, but if I'm going to watch a Johnny Depp movie, it's going to be Sleepy Hollow, Finding Neverland, From Hell, Benny and June, Chocolat, um, Gilbert Grape. I love What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I love Dead Man. I think Dead Man's an absolutely brilliant film. So I prefer, but this is also because I think Johnny Depp is absolutely gorgeous to look at. Let's just put it out there. He's always been one of my like go-to. Oh my God, he's unbelievably beautiful. So I actually like his stuff when he's not wearing all the prosthetics and stuff. I mean, those are fun, but they're not my favorite. And my least favorite, hands down, was Willy Wonka. I don't know what that was, but we're not really talking about least favorites, but I should throw that out there. My two least favorites were Dark Shadows and Willy Wonka, which kind of breaks my heart because with the Dark Shadows thing, I'm a huge, huge vampire fan, as we've all talked about here on my channel. Um, Absolutely love vampires. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. And I had waited, what, half my life to see Johnny Depp as a vampire, and we got Dark Shadows. That kind of broke my heart. Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka is the template to which all other men in my life have been played against. I adore Gene Wilder. Absolutely, positively adore Gene Wilder. He is so beautiful in Young Frankenstein. He's so beautiful in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, like, physically to me, he's absolutely gorgeous and funny, and his timing was perfect. So I guess basically the two Depp movies I don't like are the ones that remake things that I was really fond of, besides Sleepy Hollow. But then again, I can't really say that because I'm a huge Chaplin fan and Buster Keaton fan. Huge. Obviously, I dress in 1920s clothing all the time, so I'm really into that time period. So, but yeah, I think that it was Tim Burton's direction that I didn't like in those. I was just, yeah, I was kind of sad that I'd been waiting to see Johnny Depp as a vampire for over half my life, and that's what I got. I was hoping for something more like Frank Langella in his version of Dracula with all the Edward Gorey sets. But that being said, absolutely positively adore Sleepy Hollow. And since it's one of my favorite stories as a child, it's always been my favorite Halloween story. That and The Lady in White with, I always forget his name, Lucas, something Lucas, are my two favorite Halloween movies, Sleepy Hollow and The Lady in White, which I will discuss. Maybe I should start discussing my favorite Halloween movies too, because, y'all, I got a lot to say about a lot. I mean, obviously, I can sit here and talk to myself with nobody in here for a good 15 minutes, right? Wonder if Dorothy, I thought Dorothy was shutting down her live. I thought she was going to do something. Maybe she didn't, and I'm totally stepping on toes. So I'm going to go check because I might just have to come back if she's still live because I don't want to be stepping on Miss Dot's toes. Hold on a second. Is she still live? She's still live. So I'm going to close this down. I thought she said she was going to go silent for a little bit. That's the only reason I came on live. And then I went and did some stuff and didn't check back in. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. But I will come back a little later because I didn't realize my friend was still live. I thought she was going to shut down like 20 minutes ago. So, any hooty how. Love and light to all y'all. But yeah, let's get back together at some point and talk about our favorite Johnny Depp movies. All right, you guys. Ciao for now.